Welcome back, guys, to Talking Apes. Today we have on a very special guest, Carlos Alvarez, who is the only blind Hispanic black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Carlitos, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, you guys, for the opportunity. It's very cool to be here with you guys.
So I want to start from the start. You are from Ecuador. You were born there, raised there, and you got here recently to the States. How did you get into jiu-jitsu? What was it like growing up in Ecuador? When did you lose your sight? All of that.
So basically, I was born with a congenital glaucoma, and I lost my sight completely 10 years ago. I struggled all my life with vision problems, so I used to wear like a huge glasses in order to see, right? So when I used to go to the school or high school, the people used to make a lot bullying because my eyes, because of the glaucoma. When you have glaucoma, your eyes get inflamed, and also you get like you start to become blind, and it's kind of hard because like I was super skinny, and the people was always making fun of me because of my big eyes, and also because I couldn't see very well. But the guys that were bullying me, they didn't know about my blindness. They only saw me as a different person, and they were just making fun and bullying on me all the time, right? So I was always tired about the bullying, so I wanted to learn how to defend myself. And one day in high school, I had this huge blessing that a friend introduced me into jiu-jitsu, because we used to have a class, exercise class, and in this class they used to have like some taekwondo mats, because they used to practice in the high school a long time ago some taekwondo, and they used to have mats. So my friend took this advantage of these mats, and he started to like do jiu-jitsu with the people, like basically choke the people, do flying ambars, and show all these crazy techniques, right?
In school, like at school.
Yeah, it's super cool. So whenever I saw the flying amber, I fell in love immediately of jiu-jitsu. I was like, wow, that's so awesome. I want to learn that. I need to do it. So I asked him for information, and he gave me the information. And I started to look for jiu-jitsu gyms near to my house. I found one. I started to go, and it was that was my first love. It was amazing. It became everything, and then I started to go, and I never stopped.
But did your friend actually, like, he was just doing flying arm bars? Like, did he know how to do jiu-jitsu, or he just wanted to pull up the taekwondo thing and just started hitting people with flying arm bars? Like, did he know what he was doing?
Yeah. He was a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He had like 3 years training. So basically he had like a very good technique, and he was fighting the people just to show them what jiu-jitsu was, right?
Okay,
To make advertising of jiu-jitsu and to get students for his school, well, the school that he was training. So he was calling the attention of the people, saying like, try to beat me,
Are you still
fight with me.
Are you still friends with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And who wins right now if you guys go 1-on-1?
I don't know.
It's a challenge you gotta do.
Yeah, because
You should call him out.
he's a black belt now too. So
Damn.
Is he Javier, the one that we met last week? That came
no,
to
no.
Okay.
His other friend. His name is Ariel, and he's living in San Diego, California.
Oh, wow.
His name is Ariel Pereira.
Awesome.
Shout out Ariel.
And yeah, he trains and teaches in Clark Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Nice.
Why do you think people, like, after they start training jiu-jitsu, like your friend right now who's a black belt, and you who obviously committed to it, why do you think people, once they start, they devote so much of their life to it? Why is it? It's almost like a drug. People get addicted to it.
So this only happens to a few people. It's not to everyone. Because a lot of people try jiu-jitsu, but sometimes they give up. Because the people want the things quickly. Like in a microwave style. They want to become better, they want to be good, they want to win all the time. So it's not for everyone. So only, I always tell to the people like many are called, a few are chosen, right?
Oh,
And
the chosen ones.
it's true. So the chosen ones, we have this strange jiu-jitsu mosquito that bite us, and we became like super addict. We love it. It's like our passion, our best activity to do in the day.
Yeah.
It's something super strange.
Do you think it's something to do with like patience? More patient people are called to jujitsu.
Yeah, more patient people. Also, people that like the physical touch, because in jiu-jitsu we have like a lot of physical touch. So that's, I think maybe that's why too, you know.
So
And also it's super cool to be able to control and beat someone by choking the guy or breaking the arm,
Yeah.
controlling them without using any striking,
What's your
without
favorite?
punching them or something like that.
What's your favorite submission?
My favorite submission is the armbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flying armbar.
he's hit a lot
Yeah.
of those on me, bro. Okay, so Carlito, so you start training with your friend, and how long was it before you really begin to lose your vision and you go completely blind?
So when I was 15, I lost the sight completely of my right eye when I was 15. When I was till 16 till 19, I was losing my sight from my left eye little by little. And when I turned 19, I got the possibility to do 2 surgeries in my eyes, because what happened with glaucoma is that the glaucoma makes that the pressure of the optic nerve goes up. So we all have this optic nerve that is ubicated in our brains, and this nerve has a pressure, and the glaucoma makes the pressure go up. And when the pressure goes up, you start to lose your sight completely, little by little. So there is no cure, and there is nothing that you can do about it. You're gonna go blind. So in that time, they were trying to do some surgeries to put the pressure of my optic nerve down or stable, and so they told me that there was the possibility that if they do it, that I could recover a little bit of the vision of my left eye, or maybe lose my sight completely. So I was like a very positive, so I did it. So they did the surgeries on my eyes, and unfortunately with the time I began to lose completely all my sight. So yeah, the surgery was well. So
I want to ask how, obviously it was difficult going through that process. How did you, I guess, fight that feeling, you know, when you know you're going to lose your sight and you're working through that process? What was the thing that gave you the most release and relief from that?
I think faith in God, because I grew up in a super Christian family. My mother is a pastor, so she was always talking to me about God, about the Bible, about that I don't have to give up never, that God was always taking care of me, and that God gives the hardest battle to the toughest warriors, and that maintained me a little bit up, but I was super depressed. Like I had a time that I was so depressed that I got mad with God, I got mad with everyone, I was pissed off all the time. Like I had a very crazy season in my life when I was 19 till I was 22. So basically I had very, very hard times, but the activity that kept me alive was jiu-jitsu. So I could say that God and jiu-jitsu were those things that pushed me to continue going in my life.
Yeah.
God does jujitsu. He's up there rolling with
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
So then when you turned 22, right, you came to the States, to Miami.
Yeah, I had the possibility to come here to study in a rehab center for blind people because unfortunately in my country it's super tough. Super tough for people with blindness to go to college and to get a job. They discriminate a lot the people with disabilities. So I couldn't do anything when I was in my country, and the only activity that I was able to do was jiu-jitsu. So thanks God I had this opportunity to come to study to this rehab center, and then from there I went to Miami-Dade College to take English classes and to do more stuff, you know. I got many good opportunities to success in this country.
Mm.
But basically, yeah, when I was 22, I got that big blessing to come here.
And
so
so,
how long ago was that?
That was in 2015,
15.
so 7 years ago,
7 years ago.
when you
Wow.
were 22.
And you speak English so well.
Thank you very much. It's because I used to date an American girl, so she helped me a lot. She helped me a lot English.
Yeah.
I still making some mistakes, you know, but I try to fix it every day. It's like jiu-jitsu, I try to learn every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna definitely. People say go on like Duolingo and stuff to learn language, but the best thing you could do is just date a girl from that country, right?
Of course, that's the best. Especially because she didn't know any Spanish,
Yeah.
so it was only speaking in English.
So you met her, and you didn't speak English, and she didn't speak Spanish.
I was able to speak super broken English, like super broken. I used to go like to English classes, and I was learning. I was super into learning, so I started to listen videos and everything, and she helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where did you meet her? Here or in Ecuador?
I met her in the rehab center for blind people here in Miami.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She's also blind.
And no, she's able to see.
So then you get to the rehab center, and you have this amazing idea to start a very cool program that's called Blind Warriors. And what's that about?
So Blind Warriors Jiu-Jitsu is a social project that basically I teach Jiu-Jitsu to blind and visually impaired people for free.
Wow.
Every weekend I do it in the gym that I train and that I teach, that is called Gamma Filio Martial Arts. And my professor Enrique gave me the opportunity to do the classes there. But before, I used to do it in the patio of my house. Everything came because when I came to this rehab center for blind people, like I received so much knowledge. I learned how to speak in English. I also learn how to use the white cane, how to read and write in Braille, how to use technology for the blind. So I learned so many things, and I was feeling super good. I was feeling fantastic, and I wanted to do something to help the blind community, because there are many blind people out that they are feeling depressed, that they are feeling afraid of going out, and I understood that situation completely. So I wanted to do something, and then I had this revelation that came from God, I think.
Yeah.
And then I was like, because when I came to USA, I was a purple belt, 3 stripes, and I was with the best cardio ever, because I was doing 4 hours of training every day in Ecuador, and also I used to do CrossFit, lifting weights, so I was in a super good shape. And
What's the best cardio?
Hmm?
What's the best cardio for you think?
Jiu-Jitsu. Because CrossFit and lifting weights is good, but the cardio for Jiu-Jitsu is the best. Yeah.
Nice.
It's exhausting.
Yeah,
Jiu-jitsu.
it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But it's good. Whenever you get good, you can do 10 rolls, 11 rolls, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
In great
But
shape.
So basically, I always wanted to do that, and then I started to work. So I began on the patio of my house, and I started to invite the people from the rehab center. I was doing advertising of jiu-jitsu and everything, and showing techniques to the blind people, and they like it, and they started to come.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
And you're fucking them up in the patio of your yard.
Yeah.
Hitting 'em with arm bars.
I got some mats, and I started to teach there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
you were telling me in the car ride that a lot of the people wouldn't be consistent because they were like afraid or nervous or insecure or whatever. Do you think a lot of the people that kept going are helped because of jiu-jitsu and how it like teaches you confidence and all this good stuff?
Yeah. So basically, it really helps the
Mhm.
blind people. But it's super sad that sometimes they don't want to try because they feel afraid, you know?
Mhm.
They get confused when they listen the word jiu-jitsu because they think, this is kung fu, they are gonna kick my face, they are gonna punch me, and I don't wanna do that. But I had to explain, no, it's a grappling style, it's very similar than wrestling, but with uniform, it's perfect for blind people. So I always try to motivate them, and the people that had done it, they change completely
Mhm.
in a 180-degree way, you know, like I can feel it in their voices and everything, like they had changed
Mhm.
in many good ways. And it's worth it, you know.
Yeah. Do you think
That's amazing.
do you think you're able, for your circumstances, you're able to teach people who are like visually impaired better than other teachers?
I think so,
Hmm.
because like in all my 13 years that I had been training jiu-jitsu, like I since I became blind, I received a lot of help from many professors,
Mhm.
right? And I always like save all the information that they gave me, and I always when I began to teach to blind people, I was like I am the perfect person to do it because I know how I will like that
Yeah.
someone teach me.
Yeah.
So I started to explain with the better details that I could, with all the adjustments, explaining everything and making the blind people to feel every movement and everything like
Mhm. Yeah.
He does the morning classes, Ryan, so you have to come to one of them.
Oh yeah, it definitely will.
Because he teaches everything like very detail based. It's not like obviously like
Oh, that's what I
look
need.
at this, you know, he tells you you have to feel this way, you have to feel your weight here, you have to pull in this way. So it's a very interesting way of learning.
Yeah, the thing is that since I began to teach blind people, whenever I teach to sighted people, I am thinking that I am teaching to the blind and I try to explain everything. It's
Yeah, but you're
something
offering a different
funny.
perspective, definitely.
Yeah,
Like instead of
and
just
the people like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I like that way more. Actually feeling the movement instead of just looking at someone do it. I feel like that's so more in depth.
You should come to Gamophilia, man.
I will.
You think-
I teach the 7 a.m. class. So.
Yeah, he's wanted to come, but you've been like sick or
busy,
something,
yeah.
and he hasn't been able to.
He's running
But
around
soon.
the world.
Whenever you get better and you wanna come, you are more than welcome to
Thank
come
you.
to try a class, and you can see the difference.
Yeah.
I explain every detail so well, like because it's important, you know.
Which
Yeah.
which was your toughest belt to get, or I guess your favorite period?
My toughest belt to get was the. I think the white belt. Because white belt is the toughest one. Like I got my blue belt and I was so happy that I got my blue belt. So white belt I think is the toughest one. Because in the beginning sucks.
Yeah.
In a
I hear you.
huge way because you get tapped so much, people smash you all the time, especially if you are little. In my case, I was always like 130 pounds, 135 pounds, and all my classmates were huge. And when I began to train, like all of them, they already have like 6 month training, 1 year training, so they used to smash me every day, and you had to be very brave
Yeah.
in the white belt because it's tough. Sometimes it's like you wanna give up, you wanna drop the towel, and you're like I don't wanna do this anymore, right? What's the point if these guys are kicking my butt every day? But then that's when you had to have a lot of determination because you gotta fight for it. You had to continue going. You had to train every day because when you practice something every day, you will become good no
Yeah.
matter what. So and then in the final, you're gonna learn. So I think that the toughest belt is the white belt. And then when you receive the blue belt, it's like, wow, so awesome, I got my blue belt. It's super cool. So I am thinking that the best belt is the blue to get, but the toughest one is the white belt, for
But
sure.
I thought you started. I don't know anything. I thought you started with the white belt. You started with no belt.
Well, he was
Yeah.
saying the toughest to progress through.
Like
yeah,
the
the
toughest
toughest to
phase.
progress is the white belt, and the most beautiful belt to get is the blue belt. Because you feel so accomplished after earning that, you know? It's like, finally, I am not a white belt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
How was getting your black belt and that whole process? Like, how did that moment feel when you finally got it?
It was amazing. It
Yeah.
was insane because my professor from Ecuador, he came
Oh,
to
wow.
Miami, Florida. He came to Gamma Filio and he talked to the Professor Enrique, and they agreed about giving me the black belt. So they did like a very good, very special belt ceremony. And man, it took me 11 years to get my black belt. A long time.
Yeah.
It was
pretty
like a long process,
Mm.
and many tears, a lot sweat, blood, sacrifices made. It was insane. It was one of the best days of my life. You know,
Wow.
it was the best experience ever. I cry a lot. I cried like a baby. You know, when I received the black belt, I was like, I cannot believe. Thank you, God. Thank you, people. This is so amazing. You know, and I just cry, and I was so happy. But also, it challenged me to become better because whenever you receive a belt in jiu-jitsu, you always think, I am not ready yet.
Yeah.
I am not ready to be a blue belt. I am not ready to be a purple belt. I am not ready to be a brown belt. And when you receive it, you're still feeling not ready. But that helps you because it gives you more motivation to work even harder. Especially when you become a black belt, you become a huge target. Because everybody wants to submit the black belt. White belts, blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, they just want to submit the black belt. They want to say, I submitted the black belt, you know? And it's tough, you know?
Yeah, you gotta defend it.
You got to defend the title.
Exactly, exactly.
So you got to work hard.
But you're competing, no? Also?
Yeah, I am always competing.
We're competing this weekend.
Yeah, we're competing this weekend, the Miami International Open.
This is gonna be the third time you face up against Joao Miao, right?
Yeah, third
Which is-
time. It's insane.
Yeah, one
I
of the
couldn't
best
believe it.
jiu-jitsu grapplers basically of all time.
He's a 10 times world champion in blue belt, world champion in purple belt, world champion in brown belt, world champion in black belt, adult and master one.
Wow.
5 days ago, he just won the Pan Am's no-gi.
Oh.
So he's a beast.
How
He's the number one in the ranking in my division.
how do you feel like knowing that you're going up against this person that has won all of these world titles?
It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience because it's a huge blessing that I had the possibility to fight this type of people, you know. It's a huge learning experience. It's cool, man, because whatever thing could happen. Imagine if I beat the guy.
Yeah.
Or whatever thing, like, because we are all human beings, you know.
Yeah.
He has arms, legs,
Yeah.
neck.
You're going after those.
So if he makes a little mistake, and give me the opportunity, I gonna try to break his arm or toe hold him or choke him, you know?
Yeah.
Because I am fighting. I wanna win, you know?
How were the first 2 rolls with him? The first 2 times you went against him?
Tough, super tough. He's
Yeah.
so fast,
Mm.
so technical.
Mm.
His abilities are insane. Like,
Yeah. Do you-
but I was happy because it was not that crazy. I was thinking that I was going to last like 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half, that he was going to kick my butt quickly, that he was going to submit me fast. But it took him 5 minutes and 30 seconds to submit me, you know?
Damn.
And the fight was 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So it took him a while.
Yeah,
It took
you
him a
understood
while
points.
to pass my half guard. It took him a while to submit me. So I am doing something good, you know.
Yeah.
What do you
I
think
am
is,
fighting too, you know.
What do you think is like the strength of your game?
The strength.
Yeah. What's your biggest strength?
I think I have very good grips, and my game is I like to play guard a lot,
Yeah, me too.
and my special my strongest positions are close guard and deep half guard.
Deep half.
So I feel very comfortable from there. So when I have Miyao a couple of times in my deep half guard, and I was really thinking that I was able to sweep him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he passed my guard. But it took him like 3 minutes to pass my guard.
Yeah.
So it was like it was a battle, but it was not something that was like, oh, this was insane. He just tapped me in a classic way, like my professor Enrique do every day, you know. It was nothing insane.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why I am saying that he's a human being. He's a beast. I am not underestimating him. He's awesome. He's super cool. He's the toughest guy. He wins, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I am saying is that I believe that I had the possibility every time that I fight with him to do a little better.
That's such a good mindset, I think, to have.
You did better in the second fight, no? Didn't
Yes.
you escaped the Barato
The Barato
Plata?
Plata,
Yeah.
yes. It was super cool. I was studying with my friends, with Max, with Jose, with many guys from the gym, how to escape from the Barato Plata, with Juan, and I found a way to do it. And in the second time, it worked.
Nice.
So when he set up the first Barato Plata, I was able to escape, and I scored 2 points.
Mm.
So it was insane. And then he put me in the second Barato Plata, he switched the arm, and he almost break my biceps. So,
Sheesh.
but it took him 5 minutes to do it, so
Yeah.
which is good.
Bueno, so probably you'll get him the third time, and if
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
fourth, and if not the fifth, and you keep
I
going.
am super happy and super motivated to do this third one. He's a beast. I have so much respect for him, but I am saying that he's also a human being, you know, whatever
Yeah.
thing could happen.
Anything could happen.
Um,
Infinite
Yeah.
possibilities.
Another one of your like strengths that you were telling me about in the car, you were saying that since you lost your sight, your sense of touch is so much better refined and so much more accurate. How do you think that has made your jiu-jitsu better?
In huge ways, because I always tell to the people that my hands are my eyes. So I need to touch everything in order to know how it looks. Because like I used to have vision before now, so I try to visualize everything in my mind whenever I touch it. And then I am using my hands all the time. So for jiu-jitsu, my hands are my eyes. So when I touch, I try to visualize, and I try to be as tight as I can with my opponent to have more connection. And I started to do like many exercises with my hands, and my sense of touch is really good. It's super developed.
Are any of your other senses heightened, would you say?
Unfortunately, so my smelling is really good. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately because sometimes I had to smell bad stuff, especially in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
like
stinky geese.
I am rolling, especially in no gi. I don't know why no gi is more stinky than with the gi, but but my nose is so strong.
Yeah.
I remember that my cousin used to make fun of me, and he used to tell me, "You have like a German Shepherd police dog nose," because I was able to smell stuff. I am able to smell stuff from super long distances.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's like I feel like a superhero sometimes while smelling,
Good thing I took a shower
Yeah.
before we did the podcast.
which is good. But sometimes it's bad because when
Yeah.
they are cooking something, it's good, delicious. I
Yeah.
smell it. But when something stings, it's the
Yeah.
worst.
Can't escape it.
Yeah.
You can't escape it.
Carlitos, what's like your next goal that you're working towards in your life? Obviously, you've reached a black belt with which even being able to see is an incredible achievement. You've started an amazing program with Blind Warriors. What is your next goal of your life?
My next goal is continue competing and continue helping the blind community. My main goal is to have a jiu-jitsu team of blind competitors. Like go to all the
Sick.
competitions and make all the blind people compete and fight against people that are able to see. And make this grow, this movement of the blind warriors grow. That's my main goal. And also I want to win some tournaments because I had done it in the past. So I think that I can continue doing it. And also in the future, if God allows me to have my own family, like to get married, have children, and also to have my own jiu-jitsu gym.
Those kids are gonna be disgusting at jiu-jitsu. They're gonna
Yeah.
be so good.
Instead of diapers, geese. No diapers.
Straight out.
Immediately.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So I guess there's no competition or tournament set up for athletes with disabilities in jiu-jitsu yet.
They have in Brazil a program called Para Jiu-Jitsu that is jiu-jitsu for people with disabilities, but it's only in Brazil. I think they are trying to make it more bigger, but they are working on it. But here in USA, I had a friend that he's also blind, and he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. His name is Angel Adorno, and he's working. He has a non-profit that is called No Limits Jiu-Jitsu, and basically he's doing the same thing as me as with blind warriors, but he's trying to work to do competitions with brackets with blind people only.
That's
Wow.
sick.
So I think he's gonna get ready with that soon, but I don't know what's happening. But I wish that he can do it because it's a big possibility for people with blindness or also for with other disabilities to do it, to
Yeah.
compete, to have that experience.
Mhm.
I'm going to that first tournament just to watch you kick ass.
He's fighting on Saturday.
No,
at
I'll be there.
Karabi
I'll watch
Jiu-
you.
yeah.
I'm also
yeah.
competing, but I've been
Oh,
out
Oh,
of
you're
training.
competing too?
Yeah.
Super cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
featherweight. I've been out of training for like 2 weeks though, so I gotta figure this out.
Come to
Do it,
Gamma
man,
Filia
no
this week.
worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To-
Yeah, well-
tomorrow morning class.
Oh, you have class tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow I teach at 7 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, if you
I'm
want to
locked.
come.
Bet, I'm
Let's
locked.
do it.
I'm
All right.
locked.
We'll see you tomorrow, Carlitos.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
This is also super different from what we were talking about, but there's something I wanted to ask you. How do you use your phone?
Oh, my phone. So my phone is an iPhone. We are doing video, right? So
Yeah, you can pull it out. Go ahead.
This is my phone. It's an iPhone 11.
Oh, just got a
So
notification.
Steve Jobs is a genius. The guy that invented Apple was a genius. He invented a program designed for the blind and the visual impaired people that is called VoiceOver. So basically, it's a screen reader.
Speech on.
And with commands, I just need to touch the screen, and this thing is gonna read me everything.
8:08 p.m.
8:08 p.m.
8:08 p. Sunday, October 16.
Sunday, October 16.
Instagram.
Oh, I
Instagram.
see how it
No.
works.
Instagram. _sign_ liked your reel.
So basically, I am able to listen all the notifications with some commands, and I am able to use Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, sending emails and everything.
8:08 p.m.
Yeah.
Speech on.
So basically, all the Apple products have this program, and also Android has a very similar program. So
So and-
basically, the technology is super good now, and the blind people has the possibility to use computers, phones, tablets. It's something very cool that they did to help.
you've been growing a bunch on social media after that video with Matt Made.
Yeah, with MMApes, that was awesome.
What happened like in that video? Could you explain a little bit?
So how I got that interview,
Yeah.
and how everything happens. So I went to compete the Atlanta International Open in, when was September 24. So I had to fight Miyao again. So I fought Miyao for the second time, and a lot of people was recording the match. And sometimes when the people listened that I am a black belt in jiu-jitsu, they think, oh, he's just a black belt because he's blind, poor blind guy, they gave him the black belt, and they don't believe that I know how to do the techniques, that I know how to fight, that if you give me your arm, I'm gonna armbar you, you know? So basically a lot of people was recording, and they saw my fight, and I was able to show some very nice techniques of how I escaped from the submission, and how I escaped from his back, and how I was defending myself and trying to survive. So when the fight finished, a lot of people came to me and they congratulate me. I felt like I won because I received a medal, and a lot of people came to ask me for pictures and things like that, and it was super cool. And then this guy came from nowhere, and he's like, wow, that was awesome. His name is Kenny Kim. That he's the creator of MMApes, and he was like, hey man, you are so cool, you are an inspiration, can you tell me about yourself? And he started to ask me questions, and he was like, I had this page that is called MMApes, and I do interviews, can I make you a real quick interview? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we went, he sat me in a chair, and he started to make the questions. And then he posted the video after that. But I was thinking that I didn't know, because I don't use too much Instagram. I use more my Facebook. So I didn't know how big was the deal. I was thinking maybe it's an interview for himself. Maybe he's going to post it later, because I didn't know who was Kenny Kim, right? And I didn't know anything about MMApes. So, and then I was like, I didn't want to say nothing to nobody, because I was not sure when he was going to post it. So I just came back to Miami. I started to train again, to teach. I was getting focused for the next competition, and then my phone started to explode with notifications. This guy tagged me on the video. He invited me to be a co-author in the video and everything, and then he sent me a message saying that the video is touching a lot of people and everything. And then it's insane, because right now it has like a 1.5 million of views, and also 79,000 likes, and almost 2,000 comments. It's insane.
That's so cool, because you on a daily basis, like with Blind Warriors, you inspire and you help so many people, and that's amazing and beautiful. But so many people saw that video and saw the message that you're putting out there, and you're moving so many people. That just must feel so good for you.
Yeah, it feels really cool that my story is touching people and motivating people, because that's my goal, My goal is to help people and to motivate them, to show them that nothing is impossible, that if you have faith that you can do it and you work hard for it, it's going to happen,
Amen.
And that nothing can stop you. If you believe that you can do it, you will do it.
Yeah. Did you have someone to look up to like that when you were a little bit younger?
So my cousin, I have my cousin. His name is Andres Bonilla. He helped me a lot, and I used to look for him. He was like a little bit older than me, and when I became blind, he was also a blue belt, and he helped me a lot. And he was super talented in jiu-jitsu, so I always look for him. He was like my example. In the schools, we used to call him Berimbolo Kid because he loved to do berimbolos, and he was insane, and he was like my superstar, right?
Yeah.
Because he helped me a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He was always guiding me to the trainings, guiding me to the seminars, to the competitions, to all the places. He helped me like nobody's business, and I am super thankful with him. So he's like a superhero for me, and I always look for him,
Yeah.
for him.
I think that that's what you're becoming also for a lot of people. Like if you, I don't know, 10 years ago were to see yourself and then see this person who's competing in these very high levels and then being in interviews and getting so much like traffic, I guess, like that's inspiration. And I think that you're doing that, honestly.
Yeah, that's my mission, you know.
Yeah.
Inspire.
I think you're doing good. Your mission almost accomplished. What's the next step is what? Beating this guy on Saturday.
Yeah, my try to fight in the best way as possible, right?
Uh-huh.
You know,
And is
but
that
miracles happen, you know.
Yeah, and I was
So
gonna
good.
ask about that. Like, obviously you're a black belt, so it's like the epitome of jiu-jitsu, right? That's a black belt. How much is because I was thinking about from what you've learned in fighting him twice already, you could like kind of gear your game a little bit to see like how to play against him a little bit better. But also he's definitely evolved as a fighter. So how much of jiu-jitsu is still evolving and coming up with your own theory of new moves and stuff, and how much is just being better at executing the moves that are already been set, I guess. So do you do that a little bit? Do you try and develop new moves or just perfect the ones that are already set?
I try to perfect the ones that are already exist, and also I try to create my own moves. I had some positions that I had put my adjustment or my invention or something, you know, like
Yeah, you don't want to give those away though, because
yeah.
and you,
No, I always share everything that I know to my students, you know. I always believe that sharing is super important. So I always try to develop, you know.
do you think?
I
Sorry.
try to create techniques, and also I try to get better in the ones that already exist.
Do you
But-
think? Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No. What I was going to say that, like, becoming better in the techniques that already exist is the best way
Yeah.
to get better. Yeah.
Do you think jiu-jitsu has changed over time?
Yes.
Okay.
In a big way, because a lot of people are creating new submissions and positions and guards. So it's a sport that is always growing and improving, and people are trying to develop more, you know, and improve more. So it's,
One of the coolest videos, or kind of one of the ways that I got introduced to jiu-jitsu. I don't practice it, but like it's always been interesting to me. Earlier we were talking about how you listen to some podcasts and you listen to Joe Rogan. I forgot the name of his friend who's like a huge conspiracy theorist.
Eddie Bravo.
Yeah, Eddie Bravo.
oh, Eddie Bravo, yeah.
And I remember watching a video of him against one of the Gracies, and he beat him.
Really?
I think twice.
Yeah, he beat Royler Gracie.
Yeah, and that was shocking to a lot of people, like at least to me, because this guy's supposed to be like, what the start? Like what did he start jiu-jitsu or?
Royler Gracie is, I think, third generation.
Yeah,
of,
I think he was the grandson of Elio Gracie, and he was a badass, just like me, yeah, world champion and everything. And this Eddie Bravo, he was just a regular black belt that had to fight him in a competition, and he used this technique that he invented, and he beat him. He
Yeah.
choked. The
Do you
guy.
remember what the technique was?
Was a triangle from rubber guard.
It was crazy
Oh,
to
wow.
watch. Have you guys seen that video?
I don't think I've seen it.
It's
Did you find it,
I've
Ryan?
seen the full. I don't have the internet.
It's
pulled up.
insane. He had
You
him.
get
In,
you can though.
he had him on splits for like 10 minutes. I don't know how.
Yeah.
You gotta be real flexible.
Yeah,
I
I've
guess.
seen the whole fight, and they were like in a
I think we
leg
watched
lock
it
for, like,
together.
A long time. Yeah, I think we were.
Yeah.
Is that in the gi or no gi?
It was no. I think
There's
one
no
was
gi.
no. Yeah, no.
One
gi.
was with the gi and
Mhm.
one was no gi.
Okay, because now Eddie Bravo with 10th Planet, they only do no gi, right?
Yeah, they
Okay.
only do no gi. It's because he's more focused with the guys that do MMA,
Okay.
UFC. He was
Yeah.
like more patient about it.
Uh huh. Have you trained anywhere else in Miami besides Gamma Filio?
Yes, I trained 8 months in a gym called Mario Sperry's
Of course.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, Mario Sperry just got inducted into the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
ADCC.
So I trained with him for 8 months, and then before that, I used to train in a place called Combat Sports Arena, super little gym, but the professor was super cool. He was his name is Carlos Ceballos, and
Mhm.
he's a brown belt, 3 stripes. He was super
Oh,
good.
wow.
It was a small school, but I had a lot of fun. And before that, I used to train in a place called Alliance Jiu-Jitsu, South Florida, in Broward, in Hollywood Boulevard. It was a little bit far from here.
So Carlitos, we pulled up the fight of Eddie Bravo and Hoyler on the TV. Do you think you can find like the submission?
It was at ADCC, by the way, 2000.
Oh, it was at ADCC.
Yeah.
Interesting. 2003. There it is.
Yeah, at the end you see like Joe Rogan running on the.
Yeah, and he cries, and he's like, "I cannot believe that I submit him."
Yeah, because
Jesus
isn't it? It
Christ.
wasn't. It wasn't
It's
supposed
insane.
to happen,
It's
right?
like if I submit Miyao, I'm gonna cry. Too.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
So
is.
that's a submission right there.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
a triangle.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nah, it was insane. The second fight is also insane.
Yeah.
Very
And he
interesting.
got so famous because of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eddie Bravo.
And now it's huge in UFC. Like
Huge.
you have like what the Charles Oliveira is like his best.
And he has many
Saturday.
schools, many
Saturday.
schools all over the world.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, once you beat the Gracie, then yeah, you already
Yeah,
have all
once
the.
you read a Gracie, you're a beast, you know? So
Yeah.
Are there any Gracies still competing right now?
there is this guy called, I think his name is, he trains in Atos. His name is, I think it's Jonadas or Jonas. It's a strange Brazilian name, but it's Gracie.
Isn't there, like-
Jonadas Gracie, Jonathan Gracie? I don't remember
I
well.
think there's one
But
named
he trains in
Clark, too.
Atos. And also there is a guy called Igor Gracie that he is still continue competing.
Isn't there like someone? Because I've heard a lot about this guy called Ryan something.
Gordon Ryan.
Gordon Ryan.
Gordon Ryan, like taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Smashing.
Gordon Ryan is the king.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he has
yeah.
destroyed
Yeah, undefeated. He's
all
the
the
man.
toughest guys in the planet.
We had he came to my school to do a seminar in Boston because my coach is
That's
friends with him.
awesome.
But
What?
I missed it that weekend
Oh.
because I went to New York for my dad's birthday.
Damn.
But
Sorry,
Gordon,
Dad, I can't come this year.
if Gordon's watching this, I'll get that seminar one day, man.
Yeah, we're coming for
Hopefully.
your head.
You should come on the pod.
He
Your
should
undefeated
one day,
streak is
man.
over after you meet us. Straight up.
Why is he so good? Why is he so?
He's huge. He's super technical. He trains like
like
nobody else. John Donaher.
40 pounds and
Oh.
he's huge. My professor Enrique called him the white gorilla.
Yeah. He looks like a white gorilla. Honestly.
His coach John Donaher is like
Super tough.
the best MMA coach of all time. And people think he only does jiu-jitsu, but this guy does striking, kicks, like name it. He's the man. I'm pretty sure Gordon said like once Donaher's out of the picture, he's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done.
The thing is that what happened is that John Danaher is recognized as the best jiu-jitsu instructor in the planet, in the entire planet, because all his students are super successful in jiu-jitsu and also in MMA. George St. Pierre,
I didn't know he trained.
he was
he was
a John Danaher student for jiu-jitsu.
This guy's a machine.
So he has like a lot of super good students, and right now the king is Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
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 He's also
Yeah.
super popular because he just talks so much
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like he
yeah.
writes down the submission that he's gonna get on the guy on a piece of paper, gives it to the judges before the
Oh
fight,
my
and
god.
Yeah,
then he
he's
submits
beast.
him.
He's a
Like,
beast.
he's an animal, and he's like popularized.
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
It's very like controversial because some people say he's ruining the sport, and you know because they do the
It's
honor
not, yeah,
and all that
jiu-jitsu
shit.
is very...
Yeah.
it's
What,
not like
Carlitos?
hockey.
What do you
Yeah,
think
what do you
about
think?
that? Do you
I
think?
don't like the way that he does it, but he's a beast, you know?
Yeah.
He
Okay.
can
He can't-
speak
he
all the
can't knock
shit
that.
that he wants because he's beating everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think it's good for the sport though? Because
No,
it,
no, it's not good.
really.
What? You don't think so? More audience? You don't think it's better?
No, because it causes many problems, you know, like too much, how I can say the word,
Adversity.
adversity
Mm.
between people, you know?
Mm.
And I don't believe that should be like that, you know?
I agree.
You have to respect your opponents always and don't go that deep with insults and everything. I know he's a beast. He's awesome. I would love to learn from him something or to roll with him. But the way that he does it, I know he does it to make money
Yeah.
because for some reason there are a lot of people that like that, you know?
Yeah, it's like McGregor,
So-
you know, you gotta like... Nah,
So
he-
he knows how to advertise himself in order to call the attention of the people.
Okay.
I know that he only does it because of money. Because I had listened that he's a super nice person, that
Yeah.
he's super cool.
Yeah.
It's like hyping
Whenever-
up the pay-per-view. You know,
Yeah.
you
Right.
talk shit to the opponents
Yeah.
and get more people to buy.
So,
And he's gonna listen to this podcast, so it's gonna be cool. When he,
Yeah.
like, sends us some
Hopefully,
views.
we'll have to tag him.
from a noob perspective, which is my perspective in jiu-jitsu, if jiu-jitsu is best when there's that element of respect and kind of that philosophy, then why is it that by adopting this style, like he's beating everyone? Like, isn't someone who's gonna be fully mastering the jiu-jitsu that you guys are purporting and talking about, shouldn't he be able to beat Gordon Ryan, or is it just this guy is just brute strength, a gorilla, and he'll, you know?
No, it's definitely not just brute strength.
It's just he's a beast. One, he has strength. He just doesn't follow, I guess, the ideals of like honor, respect. But he's just a beast.
But is
Yeah,
that
take
is
away
that
anything.
is that the philosophy of jiu-jitsu, or is how to be best at jiu-jitsu, or
That's
there's not?
definitely not
I mean, bro, I
There
can be,
there are many ways to talk about the philosophy of jiu-jitsu. For example, the main goal is to submit your opponent. They said that whenever you have technique, that the technique beats strength, right?
Mhm.
So basically, jiu-jitsu was created so that someone that is weak and little could survive or beat someone that is bigger. Until the bigger person learns jiu-jitsu.
The-
Because then it's gonna be a problem. But basically, it's more about self-defense style, you know. Because, for example, I am totally blind. I am 135 pounds, and yes, I am a black belt. But let's say that if I am in a party or in a place with a lot of people, and someone come to attack me and grab me, no punching me or kicking me, but trying to choke me, and this person doesn't know any jiu-jitsu, I'm gonna be able to eat that guy like a sandwich. I'm gonna submit the guy like nobody's business, and I'm gonna defend myself. Even if the guy is like 100 pounds heavier than me, you know?
Have you ever had to defend yourself like that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that true?
It's
though?
got no, but it's something that really works, you know. So one philosophy is
Yeah.
a self-defense style, and the other philosophy is the submission is the solution. You know, like if you submit the guy, you are super cool, which is true, you know. But the most important thing I think is to share this art to the majority of the people in the planet, because it brings so many benefits, for your health, for your life, and everybody is able to do it. Families, like women, men, old men, teenagers, kids. So it's always good to share this for everyone, you know.
Yeah.
so that the people don't feel afraid, like, oh no, this guy that is big shit, and I don't want to do that because this guy is too violent or something like that, you know. So it's always good to share that jiu-jitsu is a sport for the family and for everyone, you know.
Yeah.
It's a cool way to look
And
at it.
it's a cool way to find peace and to find a good therapy,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
So-
definitely helped me with that. It slows me down so much. I usually
Yeah.
have so many thoughts going like bam, 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 bam. And then going to jiu-jitsu, it's just like slow.
Yeah. And
Analyze.
after rolling is the best feeling ever.
Yeah. You're so that endorphin
is.
rush, it just, you're so right.
It feels good. It's
I
it's
miss
a
it.
meditation, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So basically, the main philosophy is like to share the art to everyone, and that everyone is capable to do it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite part about jiu-jitsu? Because you said there's so many benefits. What's your favorite benefit? Is it to defend yourself? Is it that this art of sharing, or what is it that you find you get the most out of?
Number one, that I am able to defend myself, and that I am able to feel more confidence about it, you know.
Mhm.
And I feel brave. I feel strong. I feel like I
Like a
have
beast.
a super power.
Yeah.
I feel like a superhero, man.
Yeah, no, Javi
Because
was
like
telling us that you can get to your head. Like, you want to just, sometimes you
I-
might want to just get into a fight just to show it off.
Nah.
Because I can do that things that people cannot do, you know, like I can do like a front rolls, back rolls, I can invert myself, I know how to choke someone, and it's a big power, but also it's a big responsibility, you know. So you need to know how to take care of that, right?
Yeah.
So in my case, it gives me a lot confidence, because if I go out to the street to walk, maybe with my dog because I had a guide dog, or with my cane, I'm gonna be comfortable, because I know if anyone is gonna try to attack me, that I'm gonna be able to defend myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, I am blind, so if the guy punch me, it's over, you know. But if the guy is trying to control me by grabbing me, it's gonna be a problem for him,
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
fucked.
Yeah.
Every morning when we walk into the 7 a.m. classes, we'll walk up to Carlitos. We say, Carlitos, like, nice to see you. And he says, nice to hear you. So, Carlitos, why do you think you're always so positive and so happy to train, and so, like, you have such a good outlook about everything despite your condition?
It's because I always try to see literally the glass half full than half empty.
Yeah.
Nice.
I always try to, if the lives give me lemons, I'm gonna do a lemonade, you know.
Yeah.
I try to be positive, because when I was 19, I got super depressed because of my blindness, and I was pissed off all the time. I was a super different guy than I am now. So I got tired of being depressed. I got
Yeah.
tired of always looking the bad thing, the bad side of the stuff. So I started to be more positive, more thankful with God and with all the blessings that we receive every day, because maybe my eyes don't work, but my brain is working perfectly. My body is working perfectly. I am able to do push-ups, I am able to do squats, I am able to do exercise, I am able to breathe, to walk, to do many things. So I just want to be positive and thankful, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got tired.
Ooze.
I really got tired of complaining.
Yeah.
You know, complaining is the best, is the worst thing that you can do, you know. Because if you start to complain about everything, I believe a lot in the good energies and in the bad energies.
Yes.
So whenever you complain a lot, you're gonna receive a lot of bad energies, and bad stuff is gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
Because you are ungrateful, you are complaining. But whenever you are positive, good things happen to you, because you are thankful, because you are thankful to be alive, because you are thankful to do the things that you love and that you are allowed to do. So being positive is the best thing.
Yeah.
That's why I
Nice.
decided.
Well, you're
to do
proof.
it.
I think.
For
No.
everyone that's watching, gratitude is the key.
Yeah.
You just said it. Gratitude is the key.
Gratitude
if you're grateful,
is the key.
everything will work itself out.
well, you're the proof, because if someone might be like demoralized and might say, because it's easy for you even like 10 years ago to say something like, well, I'm never going to be a black belt because of this, and I'm never going to be starting my own like program for people with like similar to me. I'm never going to be competing against the world champion. I'm never going to be, and you could have said those things and they were probably going to be true. But like you're the real, the demonstration that, and you know what I mean? You decided to turn it around. There's so many
I
factors.
had to,
What Jerry said last week is
Yeah.
absolutely true.
We keep going back to that.
So Carlitos, we had a friend that did an episode with us last week, and he said, the man who says he can't and the man who says he can are both right. And it's just the way you think about something. I can do this or I can't do this. That's exactly what you're
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
It's true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Um,
You just chipped away at that for a lot of people. You're like, well, no, actually, damn,
Yeah.
I can't, okay, I'm blind. Damn, now, you've done it. So I can't say that I can't do
there's
it.
no excuses.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no excuses. Carlitos, I want to ask you one more thing for me. What advice would you give to someone who's maybe our age, like 21, 22, 23 years old, and like just starting out their life? What advice would you give them?
To try to do the things correctly. You guys are super young and you guys have many good opportunities to success, and I could recommend that you guys should fight for whatever thing that you guys want to do. If you want to be a doctor, you can be the doctor. Study hard, because hard work pays off. Constancy pays off. Determination pays off. So if you want to do something, if you want to be someone good in this life, you can do it. So stop complaining and stop doing wrong things, because when we are young kids we do crazy stuff. I don't know why. Like when I was a kid I used to do super crazy stuff too, and I did many mistakes.
Do you have
I-
maybe a story or an anecdote that you could tell us?
Something that's you can put out there, We don't want to air any dirty laundry, anything illegal on the podcast.
Well, after last podcast, talking about, salvia and stuff like that, I think we're good.
It's because when I was 19, I just became blind, I was pissed off, and I did a lot of wrong things. I was very ungrateful with people and with everybody, so I used to treat people really bad. Really, really bad. And I was a jerk. So, I was feeling that everybody was guilty because of everything that was happening to me, right? So I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to give up. I wanted to eat trash food and stay in my room crying, doing nothing, spending time, wasting time, when I couldn't do something way better with my life. Like continue doing jiu-jitsu. I took 6 months of in Spanish the word is duelo. I don't know how.
Duelo, like mourning.
Mourning.
Okay.
I got 6 months of mourning because of my blindness.
Wow.
And I was super sad. I wanted to kill myself, and then I was drinking beers and doing things that I shouldn't do,
Yeah.
And that's something very bad that nobody should do, because sometimes you can become addicted to something that is wrong, that is gonna destroy your body, that is gonna destroy your health, that is not good. And also you're gonna be wasting money in something that it doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
So I did many mistakes, and thanks God I was able to fight against that, and I was able to stand and to continue living and to become a better and positive person,
I also think it's so powerful that you can share that story with other people, because just going out and saying, I was in this place and I was suffering, but look at me now because I took time to work on myself. I also think that's such a powerful message that I'm so happy that you're putting out there and you're helping other people, because that alone is just amazing.
Yeah, because people go through that too, and it's good to
I know.
hear.
Especially in these crazy times.
Yeah, crazy
In the
times.
COVID-19 time that we pass, like a lot of people suffer from depression, especially when you cannot leave your house. You know, it's insane. So I understand that, and I know it's tough because I passed through that. You know, so that's why I always encourage people to continue fighting. Because life is a battle. Life is like jiu-jitsu. In jiu-jitsu, sometimes you have good days. Sometimes you submit the people, and you feel like the king of the mat. You feel awesome. And you feel like the best Coca-Cola of the world, right? And then there are other days that you go and everybody kick your butt. They submit you like 4 times. They pass your guard, and you are like, oh no, I suck. I don't want to do jiu-jitsu anymore, right? But then you continue going because it's like that. So sometimes in life, we have good seasons and bad seasons, good moments and bad moments. Whenever you're having a bad moment, it's good to cry. It's good to complain sometimes a little bit, but then you have to stop doing it and you need to stand because you cannot stay on that state of how I can say, like a sadness or depression. You need to stand. You need to fight, because if not, the life is gonna hit you harder. But you need to fight. So it's a fight. It's a jiu-jitsu fight, literally, because you gotta fight for it.
That's
if you wanna survive and you wanna success, you gotta fight.
I was gonna ask just real quick, because now I feel like now you know that you have to stand up and you have to fight. But in the moment when you were going through all of these things, you already said that your cousin was kind of an inspiration for you. In the moment when you go through these things and people fall back on it and like they don't actually get out of it, they just stay in it, and it's easier to stay because you get worse every day. Do you remember if there was just a single thing that kind of made you change your mind and from one day to another, or was it more of like a gradual thing? Was it like someone who inspired you particularly, or something that happened?
I think it was from one day to other, because I remember that I spent 6 months like that, and then this is the thing that happened. I'm gonna share this story with you guys.
Thank you.
So basically, I was in my room. I was drinking beers and I was eating chocolate and I was crying. And then my cousin came to visit me to my room. He knocked the door, right? And I opened. He was like, hey, how you doing? Oh, everything good. You still drinking? You still complaining? And I was like, yes, my life sucks. I am totally blind. I cannot do anything. Leave me alone. And he was like, okay, no worries. But I had a present for you. And I was like, a present? What you brought me? A hot girl or something? And I was like, no, it's not that. It's something else. And I was like, oh, okay. So he gave me the gift. And I was like opening the gift. And it was jiu-jitsu gi. And I was like, you are crazy. How am I going to do jiu-jitsu? I cannot see. You are insane. No, this is not possible. I am not able to do jiu-jitsu anymore. And he was like, no, man, believe me, you can do it. I'm going to help you. And I was like, I laughed and I was like, you're crazy. I cannot do this. And then he was like, yes, you can. I'm going to help you. I am telling you, I will support you in everything and we will go little by little, but you're going to do it. You're going to be back. And I was like, okay, thinking, okay, this guy is just kidding. He's just trying to make me laugh or something. So then it was real. Like he was like, okay, I'm gonna pick you up tomorrow and we will go to the 7 p.m. training. And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't pay attention because I was thinking that he was kidding. And then I couldn't sleep that night. I started to think, could it be possible? Could it be possible that I could come back to do this? And I was like, I felt something inside of my heart that told me, yes, you can do it. Do it. Be brave. It's gonna be hard. It's not going to be easy because life is not easy. You're gonna face many obstacles, but you're gonna be able to do it if you go. Try. Because you don't lose nothing trying, right? So I start to say that to myself, and then I was able to sleep finally. And then my cousin came to pick me up, and it was real. We went to the jiu-jitsu gym, and all the people were watching me, and they were telling me, wow, this is so cool that you are back. We cannot believe that you're going to start training again. And I remember when I stepped on the mat, I cried.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe that I was there. And I was like, how am I going to do this if I cannot see? This is going to be hard. So that was my first thought. And then my second thought was like, yes, super cool. I am in the mat. I'm going to be able to do this that I love, you know. And because jiu-jitsu was always my passion, you know. And I lost it when I became blind. And then now this crazy guy is telling me that I am able to do it, and I am hitting the mat with my gi on and
Yeah, it's
about to
amazing.
do it.
That's
And
amazing.
then my cousin helped me like nobody's business. And I was able to do it. So it was from one day to other.
Yeah.
Because I always had like a lot determination. When I was a teenager, the people that used to bully me was very mean. And they always told me like, hey, you cannot do this because you're not good. Because believe me, guys, I try all the sports.
Yeah.
I try soccer, I try basketball, even ping pong. I used to suck playing ping pong. Can you imagine that? It was insane because my eyes were bad, you know, so I couldn't see very well. So it was super hard for me to practice sports. So when I found jiu-jitsu, it was like awesome.
Yeah.
So I always try super hard, all the sports, and I never give up. So that's something that it really helped me, that I had a very strong mentality and a lot of determination. If you tell me you cannot do this, I'm going to try to do it 1,000,000 times, and when I do it, I'm going to tell you I do it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I did it.
So
Yeah, fuck
that's...
you, look at this.
Yeah. Fuck you. Look at this.
That's something that I encourage the people to have this mentality, you know.
Yeah.
If someone is telling you that you cannot do it, that's a huge lie.
Yeah.
That
Thank
Well,
you.
Wow.
so that
That's-
Goosebumps.
you are super able to
Bro.
do it.
Yeah.
That's
know?
I think that's one of the only times where a gi instead of a hot girl is a better gift, probably.
Yeah.
As you said.
In that case, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
That was so inspirational and just so amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So basically, yeah, it changed from one day to other.
Yeah.
I think, as I said earlier, like God gives the hardest battles to the toughest warriors, right? And I always consider myself as a warrior because all my life I had to fight, and nothing was easy. Everything was so difficult, especially in high school. And thanks God I was able to fight like a warrior, you know?
Yeah.
That's why my project is called Blind Warriors, because the blind people are freaking warriors. Like not only because they do jiu-jitsu, the ones that do jiu-jitsu, but because they had to do many stuff that is so basic. So basic, like go to the restroom or go to eat or wash the dishes. It's
Yeah.
a big deal, man.
Oh, good.
Like,
You don't have to wash the
when you
dishes.
cannot see, it's so hard to do that type of stuff that for the people that are able to see is easy. You know? So like it's different because you have to learn how to do the things. The most basic things in a different way, with different techniques
Yeah.
in
you think-
order to survive.
Do you think today we've already talked about how like Steve Jobs made it easy with the iPhone. Do you think that there's some good alternatives and some good kind of technology that helps with all of these things, or we're still pretty much not that good?
Yeah, we're still pretty much not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a million of things that we need to continue working on it. But it's progressing, you know?
What's one thing that you would love to see?
Hmm?
What's one thing that you would love to see that we got better?
Maybe with this more with the technology, for example, with the phone. My phone has a very good program, but for example, the pictures,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't describe the pictures that well. So it will be cool
Whoa.
if the picture could be more described, you know, like in a better way. For example, whenever I am checking the post on Instagram or Facebook, it says 3 people standing and that's it. and I don't know what information it is, you know.
Yeah.
So could be cool if they do something different, like 3 people wearing white shirts or
Yeah.
something like that, like giving more information, you
Yeah.
know.
So someone could like reverse engineer that AI
Yeah.
program that we
Yeah.
use with
That's
Ali.
exactly what I
That
was
would
thinking.
be
Very
awesome.
interesting.
Also, for
Oh
example,
shit. Yeah.
other thing that will be super cool.
$1 billion idea.
Yeah, that would be a super good idea. Other thing that I was thinking, for example, these times I've been losing weight and I've been using the scale like nobody's business because I am super obsessed with the weight.
Yeah.
And sometimes I eat a cookie and I am like, no, I shouldn't do that. So I weigh myself and I need to ask people to help me to check the weight. But it will be so awesome if someone invented a scale for the blind.
They don't have like a scale that just says
Like
the
an audible scale.
Yeah.
That will be awesome. I don't know if that exists, but it will be super cool if someone created, because you go, you stand, and you will
And it just tells you.
135 pounds, you're good.
Yeah.
140, you're fat.
Yeah, you just said you're fat, you're good. That's all I need to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it will be cool if people will think more about those little details that
Yeah.
could make a big difference for someone that is blind, you know,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the descriptions of stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Bueno, Carlitos, thank you so much for joining our little project that won't be so little soon.
Yeah.
It's an
gonna
honor,
go.
and it's super cool for all of us and all the people out there to listen to your story, because it's inspiration, it's motivation, it's
Amazing.
dedication, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Blind Warriors, everyone on the internet, go check out Blind Warriors. Go check out Carlitos' Instagram. He's the man. He's a super tough competitor. Is there anything else you want to say?
I just want to say, please follow me in Instagram. I like Carlos Alvarez BJJ. And also come to, if you live in Miami, Florida, and you want to train Jiu-Jitsu, please come to Gamma Filio Martial Arts. We are ubicated in 2750 Coral Way. Your life is going to change forever.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
And
Us.
also, I want to send greetings to all the people that had helped me. My professor from Ecuador, Leonardo Iturralde, my professor from Gamma Filio, Enrique Gamma Filio. Also, my super good friend that he also works in Gamma Filio, and I always bother him. His name is Max Campbell, and his nickname is Pata Flaca, like, skinny leg. So I want to send greetings to that people that are very important for me. My special sponsor, Mauricio Padilla. He's a classmate from Gamma Filio that he's always sponsoring me with the tournaments and helping me like a big brother and like nobody's business. And also, to finish, I just want to thank you guys one more time for this amazing and wonderful
you.
opportunity of giving me the opportunity to share my story and to share a nice company with you guys. I really wish that this podcast grow more and that I am pretty sure that it's going to be a total success, and I want to congratulate you guys for what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, man.
Carlitos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That will be all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
Us.
Nos